Hey, what's up guys, it's Dom from Hole Printing Inc. In today's very quick yet very exciting video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to set up your working space for bulk orders. I previously made a video on attracting high value clients. Make sure you guys take a look at that video if you haven't already. This is kind of a part 2 when it comes to execution and how to set up everything properly. My name is Dom, I own Hole Printing Inc. I've been in the printing industry for years. I've worked with many big corporations and I help you on your printing journey. Now, without wasting any time, let's get right into today's video. So, bulk orders, big corporations, your limited space. How do you do it? How do you make sure everything fits within your specific workspace? Now, your setup might look something a bit different than mine. You might be in a smaller space, a bigger space, but the same principles apply. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have an area where you can receive all of the boxes. In this example, let's say you're printing around 500 to 1,000 t-shirts. And let's say you're all doing it within a space that's around big like this. I'd say around maybe 100 square feet, give or take. You get the boxes. If you have a garage door, perfect. If not, make sure you pile all of the boxes up something like this but higher, as long as it doesn't have the risk to fall, but make sure the boxes are taking the less place possible. The next thing you want to do, it's unfortunate, but you need to open up every single box and take a look. Quality control. It's better to do it at the beginning than in the middle of the production and you realize you're either missing something, something is damaged, or whatever the case may be. So do your quality control the second you get your boxes. Once everything has been quality controlled, you can either leave everything in boxes, or if you can afford the space, you can lay out everything in different sizes and write the quantities next to it. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have 100 small t-shirts to do, you have 200 mediums, and the list goes on, right? So you put them all in piles, or you leave them in the box and you write medium. Let's say you have 72 in that box. Examples, right? So once your boxes are there or your garments are on the table, whatever the case may be, you're ready to move on to the next step. So now you've got your garments. Now you need to set up your working area. I'd suggest that you have tables like this so you can lay out everything and you can move on to production. Print everything in advance when it comes to your logos, and let's get to production. So first thing you do, you grab your t-shirt, your hoodie, you put it on the table. Let's say we're doing a small, you measure out the small. You can use guides, you can make your own guides, you can use measuring tapes, you can use your fingers, whatever the case may be, as long as you're comfortable. You place your logo. Once the logo is placed, I like to use this mini iron, press it, put the hoodie to the side, and repeat 100 times for the smalls. Then, once all of the 100 smalls are done, you take them, you bring them on over to the heat press. If you have 3 heat presses or 1, whatever the case may be, you can start heat pressing and then you're done, right? This process can be sped up if you have multiple people helping you, or it can also be sped up by taking the hoodie or the t-shirt and putting it directly on the heat press and putting your logo on the heat press directly. But the main principles still apply. Once you get the packages, quality control, mark everything down, make sure you have every single piece of clothing. Move on to production. Once production is started, there's a bunch of ways you can automate the process. You can do it directly on the heat press. You can have people helping you. Once it's done on the heat press, you can have people folding it and putting it into boxes. There's a bunch of ways you can go ahead and automate it, but my main principle is you want to make sure it's kind of like a production line. You're starting, let's say, from here, you're moving on to here, to here, to here, and then you're done. Let's say I put my boxes here. For example, you want to make sure it's a smooth, circular, or linear motion. You don't want to be in a position where you're always going all over the place and you're making unnecessary steps. It might not seem like a big deal for 100 pieces, but for 500, 1,000, 2,000 pieces, all of these little extra steps start to be adding up at the end of the day. And guys, if you have more than one print, let's say you have like 2 or 3 prints, I do the same things I was outlining today, but with your own very twist. I don't know the exact space you guys are working with. I don't know if you have people helping you, so I can't really make an in-depth video when it comes to like proper setup because I'm not too familiar with your specific setup. But the same principles applies. To recap very quickly, once you receive the garments, it's quality control inspection. You want to make sure all of the garments are in quality condition and you're not missing one single item and everything is correct on the packing slip. Once the garments have been quality controlled, if you have the space to afford it, you can lay out everything in separate piles, 100 smalls, 200 mediums, and the list goes on. Once everything is quality controlled and in appropriate piles, if you can afford it, if not, leave them in the boxes, you can move on to production. I prefer to do it on the table so I can actually go ahead and place my logo, and I have some people helping me on the heat press so we always have a steady flow. But if you're alone and you want to speed up the process, you can simply take the t-shirt or the hoodie, load it directly on the heat press, place your logo. Once it's pressed, you peel, double press, and then you put your t-shirt to the side. And once you got a significant high enough pile, you can go ahead, fold the t-shirts up and close the boxes, and you're done with the smalls, let's say. So that's how I would do it. I would do it size by size, and I would make sure I have a steady flow. If you're alone, my main advice is for you not to get bored or too overwhelmed. I would do all of the smalls one day. I would put them in the box. So let's say you're doing 100, right? You put them on the heat press, you do 100 smalls, you do a high pile. Once the pile is full and you're done with the 100 smalls, go ahead and box them up so you can get some of your working space back, especially if you're in a small environment. I can make more videos like this if you guys are interested. If you are, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and I'll make sure to make an updated video of bulk orders. If you guys found this video somewhat helpful, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Hole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.